My 2028 presidential candidate draft picks, what are they, right? What are they? Well, first and foremost, let's start with the Democrats. Zohranmamdani, right? This is a difficult one because I don't think he can run. He's born in Uganda, so he's not a properly naturalized citizen or whatever it says in the Constitution. So I don't think this guy can run. But he was in the Oval Office about a week ago, and what a performance. I'm sorry to say. Even Trump, they both performed very well, you know. They both performed very well. It showed a lot of bipartisanship, to be honest with you. Zohran was good. Trump just loves, I don't know what it is that he likes about him, but he just loves him, right? He's a cool guy, but he just likes him a lot more than a lot of the Republican base, that's for sure. And the Republican base was up in arms when Zohran was there and Trump was being so nice to him and so kind to him. They were like, you can't treat this guy like this, right? And the entirety of the Fox News coverage was just debunked in less than an hour. So it was hilarious. But I don't think Zohran could run. I do think he would stand a very good chance. He's young. He hasn't really got much experience, but he's definitely got a lot of interest behind him. That's for sure. A lot of people are interested in him at this moment in time. Perhaps it will die down, right? Perhaps he will do a terrible job with New York. We'll see, right? But even so, there's no way he can run. And Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks, who I actually think would be an okay choice. He's a Democrat. He would run as a Democrat, but he's more of like a Democratic populist. And I think that's what either side needs right now. Trump calls himself a populist, but even Zohran would call himself a populist. But I think that is what the both sides need. As for who the Democrats could run, because it can't be Zohran, they could run an AOC, but I don't know, man. I think the Democrats have got a woman curse, to be honest with you. They tried to run Hillary, not very successful. Tried to run Kamala, even less so successful, right? AOC, I mean, it would definitely be a pick. It would be a risk. I don't think it would work out, to be honest with you, because she's, again, socialistic. I don't want to call her entirely a socialist, but I don't think that would work necessarily. I think they need someone new, someone fresh. They definitely need someone of colour, because that's the Democratic playbook. So Gavin Newsom, I don't think that's going to work. Although he's a fantastic speaker, he's just so... to me, he just seems so untrusting, right? He's such a snake oil salesman, you know what I mean? He's just too slimy, bruv. I don't like him, but he is a good speaker, and he's also white, so it's not going to work, right? So Gavin Newsom, get out of here. It can't be him. I like Stephen A. Smith, right? Stephen A. Smith is obviously not a politician, but I think this is what the Democrats need. The Democrats haven't tried to run someone a bit different. It's always been off the same cloth. Stephen A. Smith's obviously a black guy. And I think he could be somewhat successful. He said that he hasn't ruled out running. And he said that if the country continues to not do well, Trump will say, oh, it's doing well. Walmart's saying that there's 25% reduction in groceries from last year. But if you speak to the average American, I mean, I've got friends who are in the States, and they tell me that everything's very expensive still. And obviously inflation has gone down, but the prices haven't really necessarily gone down. So I think Stephen A. Smith could stand quite a good chance, you know. I think he's a very charismatic guy. He is a cool guy. I like to watch him. He's obviously a sports commentator, but he's sort of bridged the gap between sports commentator and now he's starting to talk about politics, and his takes are quite good. I don't know his takes on Israel, and this is something that must be mentioned. The person that runs in 2028, it's a double-edged sword, right? On one side, nobody wants to vote in a pro-Israel candidate, right? I've spoke about this before, but Israel has never been as hated as it is today, right? Never been as hated. So I couldn't see someone being pro-Israel, so pro-Israel, and they keep on talking about Israel like a Ted Cruz, and we'll get to the Republicans in a minute, or like a... who won the Democrats? Perhaps a Josh Shapiro, right? A Josh Shapiro. so pro-Israel, so much advocating for Israel, I couldn't see this happening. But then also on the other side, that's who carries the money, right? The people that carry the money are the Christian Zionists, are the Jewish individuals, are those of AIPAC, right? So I don't know where this could go, because I want to say that they can't be pro-Israel, but then the money needs to be behind them. Now, I think Trump served as somewhere in the middle where the money was definitely behind him, but then he didn't speak too much about Israel. He was also speaking to the Muslims of Michigan and saying that he's going to get this war over. It took him 10 months and it's still not over. That's another conversation. But that's the Democrats. I like Stephen A. Smith. One thing is for sure, and I will say this now, I have very little faith in the Republicans, and I think a Democrat will win in 2028. I think it will be a Democratic populist. I think it will be a Democrat not too, because a lot of people are saying, well, you've got the Bernies, you've got the AOC, you've got the Zohran. The left is moving further to the left. No. When it comes to 2028, you're going to have a central leftist figure, a Democratic populist. They will win, and they will beat out the Republicans, because who has the Republicans got, frankly? I'm sorry to say, I don't think they've got many. jdvance, right now, is able to hang off the coattails of Donald Trump. He will not be able to do that in 2028. He said that he will speak to Trump after the midterms, which I think the Republicans will also do terribly in. And he will discuss whether he will run in the midterms. But I don't think he will stand much of a chance. Now, he has got a lot of money behind him. He is known as Peter Thiel's little science experiment, right? So he is known as someone who, you know, his backing is not of what the public, the common man, would prefer, to be honest with you. And he tries to act like that, but at the end of the day, he went to Yale. I don't believe he grew up privileged, but he's had a very privileged life as a middle-aged man, and he's very young still. I think he will run, and I think he could even become the nominee, but I don't think he will win, right? He could become the nominee. I think Rubio could come as VP. But if this is what the Republicans have to offer, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, I can't see this Republican Party. The Republican Party needs to move in the direction of America first. And what it seems like, and we'll get into America first in a minute, because I have my grievances with it also, but if we're talking solely in politics, they need to move in the direction of America first. And Ted Cruz, for instance, he's also said that he would like to run. You ain't standing any chance, my friend. I'm sorry to say, you are not standing a chance, because this is an individual, Ted Cruz, who has gone, I think the first statement, one of the first statements he said when he was sworn into office, or he was making remarks on his promises when he's sworn into office as a senator, I think he is that his first priority is to defend and protect the state of Israel. His first priority. So you're essentially saying Israel first, right? In America. And this is why none of these slogans work, because we've got an individual like Ted Cruz. He said, oh yeah, maybe I'll run. You ran in 2016 and you got defeated, my friend. You got destroyed by Trump, right? And I'm sorry to hear you have no backbone, because then Trump, what? He insulted your wife, and then you go and be buddy-buddy with Trump, right? So this is an individual who does not have much going for him. He will not succeed. And then who else? As for who else the Republicans have, they have Marco Rubio, little Marco, as Trump would say, right? Who got, again, destroyed in 2016, right, by Trump. So I think you need someone akin to Trump. We're never going to have a Trump again. Like I said at the start, Trump has been at the center stage, at the epicenter of 3 elections now. 2 of them he's been successful in, and 1 not so successful. But you can't, obviously Trump isn't going to be here, right? So I don't know what JD's going to do. I don't know what Rubio's going to do. Marjorie Taylor Greene is someone who has just dropped out of being a representative, right, in the House. So potentially she's looking to run in 2028. But even she, man, I mean, she's a bit too rough around the edges. Yes, she's anti-Israel, but I don't know, man. I couldn't see her doing much of anything. And imagine her, the race to 270 with Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's not happening. You know what I mean? I don't know who it's going to be. On the Republicans, it might be a Vance. It might be a Vance with a Rubio VP, and he might be up against a Democratic populist. And if the US is anything like it is today, right, then I don't think the Republicans stand much of a chance. And I could see, and I will say now, I think the Democrats will take it. I think the Democrats will take it.